Thank you, all
Thank
four of
you,
you
thank you,
that have
guys.
joined.
Yeah, so lots of people are joining. So as they join, Sakshi and me have our glasses. Cheers, cheers to Love Is Blind. We are going to be,
Cheers.
and we're
Cheers
also
to Love
playing
is
on my
Blind.
laptop, which is why you are hearing us again. I've just kept it open so I can read the chat here because the old person that I am, otherwise I'll be here throughout. So yeah, let's get right into
Wait, do
it.
you want to mute your laptop?
I have muted it now. It's on.
I can still hear it.
No, there's nothing playing. I've stopped the stream only on my laptop. I'm
Oh,
only seeing the chat. What are you drinking in that glass is the question I have to start with.
unfortunately, it is just water.
So am I drinking water, guys, and I've had to fast this glass to Sakshi just so we have continuity, like how Love is Blind has everywhere
Yeah.
from our last video. So we have one glass each now, and we're connected for life. This
Yeah.
is this is how we're always drinking. Okay, should we get into it? Come on.
Let's get into
Um,
it.
let's talk about the recap. Okay, so obviously we have a lot to say about this reunion episode. Overall, what are your thoughts on the reunion?
I thought it was so messy, and I'm so excited about how messy it was. I was so upset with Netflix for trickling the episodes, but
Yeah,
honestly, worth it in the long run. What did you think?
I mean, it was really, I think, one of those reunions where they were trying to prove a point clearly because there were a lot of things that which we didn't really see in the earlier reunions, which suddenly were popping up like lots of food, which I was like, what's going on with
Yeah.
all the food? Like people complimenting production and so on and so
And
forth.
the previous
And
cast coming to be
yeah, and
like,
the
we
previous
love the
cast,
production.
yeah. So I do feel like there were a lot of those which made me kind of feel like like okay, where's this going? Uh, but I kind of like how they just got into it. Like there was no like faking it, and like it was like
No,
we are here. You guys want the masala, you've got the
we are
masala,
delivering the
yellow.
masala.
Like it was
Yeah.
not even a, like I was like, oh wow, this is like we're just in it. Like there's
A
no,
sensory
you know,
overload of things
yeah.
that
Like
were
I thought
happening.
we'd start with the older couples who will talk about their like
No,
romanticize their
no.
lovely married life and all that, and I was like, oh wow, we're getting down and dirty as we start, which was interesting.
It was
What are your
definitely
thoughts on that? So let's get into the first, okay, situation. Jeremy, Sarah, and Laura.
okay. Let's get into it. So,
Let's
first of
start with your
all,
favorite, Jeremy.
my favorite Jeremy. Okay, first of all, his outfit was trash. We all told, like, we were all like, Laura won't let him wear these Hawaiian shirts. She was right for that because it was doing him no favors at all.
He was looking
And
like a cruise director, like the people you see on cruises. Like he was looking like that.
or like a
Sadly.
used car salesman or something, he just really, any crush I had on him in the pods has vanished
Hmm.
completely. Like, only took him cheating on three different people for that to happen, so that says a lot about me as a person. But no, I thought, like, I liked that they asked him about his previous fiance. I
Right.
thought, like, they gave him a chance to look like a better person. Unfortunately for everyone, he has hitched his wagon to Sarah Ann. And what do you think about Sarah Ann coming in like that,
Oh, okay.
Sherry?
So, firstly, I like what was that dramatic entry that they did, and then also like I just want to comment on the outfits. I just feel like everyone needs a really good stylist here. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on. Like I don't know like what the brief was, but I just wish like Netflix would just be like, we will dress you guys and like make you
yeah,
all look
yeah.
amazing because they're all great looking people. But I'm like, why is like her outfit was like a prom outfit from like I don't know like
2001.
2001, and
Yeah.
that glitter everywhere. I was just like, okay, I can't remember the like it was so distracting where I was like, I really want to hear the masala, but I'm just looking at the glitter and I'm like, oh my god, like how much glitters on her.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I feel like she had this really good sweet girl image in the pods, like very forgettable, right? Like how we
Yeah.
discussed the last time, where we were like, was she even there? And then suddenly it's like become like
Yeah, she
entertainment,
came in with that
entertainment, entertainment.
attitude.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about her or them. I don't know. Like I mean, in terms of it, just seemed very like odd to me, that relationship, and also the fact like what we don't realize and think is it's been a year, right, and they're still together. It's
Right.
not like it's just like we watched the show now and we're like, a
Yeah.
reunion next week, but it's been a year. So I mean, that for me was a very like, okay, wow, I don't know where this relationship is
But
going or whatever.
did you see how Chelsea was like, yeah, I ran into
Mm.
Jeremy and they were broken up both times, and Sarah Ann's face was like, like, don't expose me like that. But I thought that was so funny. Chelsea has said only about them, she has only spoken about them.
Yeah, apna
But
kuch nahi, like.
huh. And Sarah, and I feel like all the girls have ruined her, and she made herself a very easy target.
I'm
In
sorry,
fact,
I have to pause you. I have to pause you just to read Subrat's comment. If love is blind, why are Vaibhav and Subrat so handsome?
oh no, Subrat's literally in the gym and he's like watching this.
Go work out, Suraj. Stop it.
Yeah, come
Stop it.
on.
Focus on the task at hand. And someone Manat is asking, where can I get that wine glass? I don't know. I'm sure it's available online. I got it in a PR package, and I've been kind enough to share with Sakshi now. So she has one and I have one. But
Yeah,
yeah, hopefully, I'm guessing it's on Amazon somewhere. We'll try and link it
we'll
to the
try to
end of the
find
stream
it.
if we.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't do this without these glasses. I feel like
No,
now this is
yeah.
our thing. Now we just have to be, whenever we are seen, we have to have our glasses with us.
Now, for
Like
as many
tomorrow, if we're at
episodes,
Fashion Week, we come with a glass. Okay, so yeah, focusing on
yeah,
Sarah and again,
again, thanks for
back to where you
distracting
were.
Subrat. But I really liked how Sarah Ann has defended Jeremy against all the hate.
Mm.
I thought that was incredibly stupid. When I say I liked it as a viewer. Because I
Hmm.
thought it was hilarious. Like with Laura, when they brought Laura on, who, God bless her, living her best life in Barcelona, she is like, she didn't say anything till like Sarah and jumped in to kind of like defend her and said,
Yeah,
you
that's
call me a
true.
pick me, blah, blah, blah. But she is literally the definition of a pick me, because Jeremy literally picked someone else and she literally went, please pick me. So what are we even talking about, right?
But I feel like, they gave them too much importance in the reunion, like this whole like equation, and I think they ran out of time. Like I just feel like that's what had happened, right? Like they kind of got into this whole situation, and then everyone, you saw all the old cast members were just like this was the expressions were just like just tight close-ups of everybody's expressions, and like they were like, this is what it's come to, like, is this Love is Blind now? Because in our time it was about love and not like
Yeah.
this masala and like all this kalesh being thrown out. So I mean, I don't know, like somehow that kind of, I felt like it just became very like about them, like
Yeah.
somehow, like the whole opening and like it kind of took away from the whole reunion where it was like, this is the meat.
They should have
But
also built it up. Like they should have left Jeremy
yeah,
this love triangle for the
to the
end.
last.
Right,
Yeah.
because in the end they gave only one line to like Kenneth and Brittany, who also
Mm,
had a lot of tea to
yeah.
clarify, but they never got a chance. But before I get to Kenneth and Brittany, let's go in the chronological order and let's talk about
Oh,
everybody's
let's talk about
favorite
Trevor.
villain, Trevor.
Oh, and how
What a
okay,
mess!
I feel like this has suddenly become like he came like across very schoolboy like and very sheepish and like I don't know like I don't know, I don't know, like I was like I literally was gagging when he came out because I was like, it was 10 p.m. Okay, I started watching this at 10, and Web was like, it's time for bed. And I was like, no, not yet. I need 15 more minutes with the large screen. I can't watch this on my phone. It doesn't do justice. And I need this. This is it. This is it. And then he came out all like, gloom and doom and like sat there and he was like,
Yeah.
I like don't know what to say. And it was like, I was like, okay, this sweet boy thing is fine and all of that. But then even after whole attack, I don't know, I was just very disappointed with this situation, how they just
Yeah.
dismissed him with the whole fame angle. Like, I mean, everyone there
Was
was
there for the fame
at
for
some level
sure.
there for the fame. Now,
He
I
just
mean, in
got
today's
caught.
world, yeah, he
Yeah.
got caught, and that was like, okay, I get the girlfriend angle and all that, but like the fame angle, I was like, I mean, what do you think the rest of them are there like
Right. Like
doing, you know?
Jessica's been milking the fame like nobody's business.
Like, I think
Yeah.
she's probably even the most successful of all of them now, right?
Right, and we know why. She just said one line that was like catchy, and now she's on Perfect Match season 2 and all of that. I just want to address Dr. Aditi Kaushal saying, what was Trevor wearing? What
Hmm.
is the point of such a good body if that's what you're gonna pull up in?
That's true.
Like,
Guys, I'm
what
not
a
drinking
waste.
wine. This is water in a wine glass, I mean bottle firstly. So
Hmm. Hmm.
don't be fooled. This is
You're
this
showing
is
the
just me.
transparent. It's vodka, actually, guys. Don't be
Vodka
fooled.
in a wine bottle. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, this whole Trevor angle for me was very disappointing because I felt like they all attacked him, like, and they were all giving these judgy looks of like, oh, how
Yeah,
can you, and all. And I was like, see, everyone is here at some level for fame. You've come to a
same.
reality show. You aren't on like, like an experiment somewhere
Yeah,
in Norway that isn't shown to anyone ever. Like this is the
exactly.
biggest
Yeah.
reality TV show. So who are you fooling? And the even the his story I didn't buy because obviously he was flipping and flopping. Either say I was here before, I
He
was
was
not there before. Like,
sweating.
hmm,
Yeah, like, and his ex is like, if I'm going down, you are to going down with me. She
yeah,
released receipts after the thing also
yeah,
saying,
that
no,
he's
no, he was
lying.
not gonna go with Chelsea. मेरे को ऐसे कुछ उसने बोला नहीं था. I'm going to, like, and then she's just sending screenshot after screenshot, which I love. Like, but I do get that, like, he's getting like fucked over the most because his ex is the most vocal. Everyone has skeletons in their closet in that
That's
cast.
true.
No one is innocent. um I think Jess also, like, whatever she's come across very nice, but like I'm not buying it that much because she's best friends with Micah now, she's best friends with Chelsea now.
Hmm.
Like, okay,
Yeah, I think we need to go a little into depths with Jess, for sure, because
sure.
I just somehow feel like she also is a very underestimated player in this equation. But
Yeah,
before that, I do want to say that I really felt bad for the way they dismissed Trevor, like the way they were like, "You can leave," and he had to
leave
just
now,
like,
and he
and
got
he was
up with
like,
his head
uh,
down and he's still
"Yeah."
like,
So I would have wished if it was a little more chilled out and he was like, okay, cool, thanks guys, bye. Because people in the past have done way worse and said way
for
worse and
sure.
treated people way worse, and they have like left coolly, like being like whatevs, like,
I wonder
so.
who Trevor pissed off the most because technically he didn't even come to like the Dominican Republic,
Mm,
right? So why is
yeah.
he being like he didn't? There are people that did much worse, but I do get that Trevor agreed to come at the reunion and then he was like, "Oh, can I leave?" He could have pulled a Matthew and been like, "Okay, I have nothing to say to clear
Mm.
my name, so I'm just not. I'm gonna sit this out," because he
But
was
now,
not
if he's come for
required
the
there.
fame, he might as well come for more fame, na?
But
Abhi,
if he's
itna
gonna
to
come there and shut down like a little child, then what's the point?
That's true.
Like,
Like, I remember when they were attacking that Dipti's fiance and all. He
shake.
was like shake. He was so like, like vocal and like
Yeah.
whatever. Like it was just. It felt like here. I felt like people are attacking this guy. Like it didn't seem equal. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
It
it just
felt
felt like
like
very like.
he's been called to be scolded.
Like you are the example, like you are the bad seed in this equation, and
Yeah.
like, and that I didn't really like. I just felt really bad for him in that whole situation.
I also felt bad for him, but like I was like, more focused on the other elements. I was like, move
Okay.
on from
Huh.
him, you know, like
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was,
Like, also, they weren't giving us anything. Like, I felt like this was a very one-sided attack, and he was very like, okay, sorry, my mistake, whatever, and like
yeah,
that's it. Like, there was no like that whole. I could have just skipped that whole part and been like, okay, nothing.
right,
You know.
because wait,
And then
sorry, the play is still coming, so I don't know whether you're talking or
I,
you're.
I'm not. I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear
Okay,
me? Can
cool.
you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. Thanks. But basically, I was saying like I feel like they should have dug in more on like Jimmy and Chelsea
Hmm.
and Jess because that was an
Yeah,
actual couple on the show
that's true.
compared to Trevor that wasn't on the show at all. Like you know,
Also, Jess, like I feel like they gave her lots for someone who didn't make it to the end again, and she had
yeah,
nothing else, like no angle, like there was nothing major that happened, like in terms
yeah.
of like
I don't
he
know
didn't pick
why she
her.
was talking over everyone. I don't know why. Like she was giving it to Jimmy also. She was giving
Hmm.
it to Chelsea also. It just wasn't required. Like, just go home. Like, she's
She
also
got
obviously
into it
just
with
there for the
Sarah Ann
clout.
also, na? Like she was like, I'm gonna set everyone straight. Like it was like that,
Yeah,
like I'm here and I'm just like which I mean,
right,
somehow, I think she has obviously gotten that confidence because she's probably the most successful one out of the show right now, and
right.
also has another show with Netflix. So it feels like, oh, they see value in her and she's being backed, obviously. So that kind of, I guess, is giving her that confidence of,
And
okay,
she's technically the most conventionally
hmm,
attractive in the cast. So I think that she's just riding that wave for sure. And like I just don't feel like she should have been in the beginning. They could have brought her in for a section, you know? Like she didn't need to be there for the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of these people who they kind of made into key players were not really key players. Like in that whole
Right.
scenario, like if you look at it, and I feel people just got looked over. Even Lekha has said, yeah, like this. Vanessa was like, "Did you come here to forward your career?" And Trevor was like, "What career?" That's so true. Like I mean, like these people don't have a career already. Like I think that's the scene where they've kind of missed that whole point of like, oh, you. I'm like everyone is there for like social media, like
Same.
fame
Yeah.
at some level. Like on this show, it's not a show where they are like coming to do like hard labor and work. They are
Right.
like
Yeah.
so. I think that somewhere for me, I mean, like this Jess's whole scenario also became she became too nice. Like from that pause moment to this Jess that we're seeing, like
No, yeah. Something's
I'm
not
like
adding up
it's
for
not
me.
adding up.
Yeah.
Like that seemed like
Even
okay, yeah, I'm scorned, I'm raged, and this is what I'm gonna give
right.
you. Here it's a very like peaceful. I love
Yeah,
everyone. Everyone loves
even with
me.
Jimmy, she
Hmm.
basically like they asked her, "So are you guys friends?"
Yeah,
And she's
yeah,
like, "I thought we were." Like she was just trying to continue the thing on her.
yeah. And that
Right.
whole equation of what she said, like what Jimmy said and whatever, they have all said shit about each other online. So I don't know, like I was like, this is not like really like so
Yeah.
shocking or and yeah, okay, fine. He said she walked out in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, but he meant it like she walked out fast, even if she didn't.
Yeah.
People have watched it, we've seen it, we know. We like no one's like blaming her, holding her accountable for that
Yeah.
relationship falling apart. So I think it was unnecessary that whole drag on this whole scenario.
I I do think she got a good edit, even though she was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I didn't." Like I do think she
Yeah.
like they like her.
They like her, but also I think this could also be because now she and Chelsea are besties. So maybe like this was her chance to be like, "Chal, I'll also nikalo jo bhi nikalna hai tere behalf pe." Because I have this angle which I can talk about, which happened last week. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm like, what is the connection? You're not with him. You don't want to be with him. So what does it matter what he says
Right.
in the press about you? Like, I mean, like,
But I feel like giving her so much time took away from Jimmy and Chelsea. And I needed so many answers from them because they were probably the
The
most
least
toxic,
talked
like,
about here and the most toxic in the show.
exactly. And like they only touched upon the Megan Fox thing because it became viral. But like I wanted to know more about
But
the friend thing also. They, huh?
even Megan Fox, like I felt like they didn't grill her. Like the whole point, like the reason people were shitting on her or saying it's not cool is because you're on Love is Blind. So I'm like, now you're schooling other people of, oh, you've come here for fame, you've come here
Yeah,
for this. Why didn't they ask her what was your motive behind saying this? You're not supposed to discuss your looks, so why would you say you look
yeah.
like Megan Fox? Like I felt like both of them were not put on the spot at all. Like it
No,
was like
yeah.
that whole relationship was just brushed aside for no reason when we didn't really like. I was like,
And
that's it. They're done with them. Like,
yeah.
like what happened? Like,
Also, they didn't even ask them like, "Where are you guys at right now?" They showed a still of him putting his hand on her thigh, and she
hmm,
squeezes his hand, and it's like, "Are you all together? Are you all not?" Like, ask them something. She clarified later, but like during the reunion, they didn't even touch upon them at all.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I think they were like very like I expected the most drilling for them, and they got the least in if
least
of anything. I mean, I was like, I expected the most, about her, about him, the relationship, or like but there was
hundred
literally
percent.
nothing, or it was
Mm.
there and obviously they edited it out because they didn't really give them anything like is
Maybe
what I'm
because they're on
assuming,
good terms, they decided ki we won't say anything.
right. Ashi is saying, did you guys see the whole Jeremy talking about Trevor and the whole aspect about mental health?
I miss that, but
Like in what
I
context, Ashi? Like I mean in the sense of see, I feel like if you're putting yourself out there on a show like this, um, even with Chelsea saying, "Oh, I'm in therapy and I'm doing this and I'm doing that," you have to be aware that you're going on like this is not national television, but it's like whatever now it's global
all
because it's
over.
on Netflix. So like you have to kind of be aware that okay, this could blow out of proportion or things you're saying are going to be taken out of context, all of that. And somehow with Jimmy and Chelsea, I just felt like there was no accountability for either of them for anything that happened. Like, as for viewers, I was
Yeah,
like, okay, talk to them about like stuff, like, why am I not seeing this? Why, like, yeah,
yeah.
why are they treating this show like therapy? That's true.
Therapy, and
That's true. I
little
mean, you don't
concerning
come
coming
here
from a
to
doctor, but
no, but like you don't come here to discover yourself, na. You've come here to marry
exactly.
someone, so
Yeah,
you jolly well better be like, or
be ready
casting.
to take it. Yeah,
Like casting needs to be people who are solid, like or people who are in it for the right reasons. Now, if all these things have come out in this season, clearly that is a casting issue,
yeah.
I guess. You've
My
cast
favorite
people.
My favorite was when Chelsea and Kwame were like, "We are
Mm.
part of the casting." I was like, "Terrible job from you, Chelsea." I got so annoyed.
And I was just like, where did she pick these people from? Is what I was thinking. Like, I was like, this season is like, I don't know what, it's just gotten
Yeah,
like crazy, right? Like, I mean, so okay, we've done Chelsea. I've got our notes here. So Sakshi and me are prepared for this live, guys.
yeah.
We've pre-discussed and made notes also for y'all. Okay, so we've done.
Terry made the
Um,
notes.
yeah, I was taking like notes like a good secretary. Okay, let's get into Clay and AD. Someone just, Lekha just mentioned Clay was talking a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, I still haven't figured Clay out. Like, I feel like he's genuine somehow. Like, it's not like, um, like he doesn't seem like he's faking it. Like he seems like he's genuinely saying what he's saying to AD and to
Yeah.
people. Now my gut feeling is that they are already together, but didn't want to acknowledge it, or they will be together soon.
Or
Because
they're hooking up.
yeah, because I don't know, the body language to me was very much so of a couple that is together, but like she's got him on a leash of like
Fighting.
you've messed up and now like I call the shots
I
kind of
have the
situation.
power.
Yeah, because even when she was discussing stuff, she kept like looking at him for approval or to see how he's doing, and if you have nothing to do with this person, why would you do that? I mean, it's like my question, right?
Right.
What do you think?
No, I agree. I thought that Clay. Okay, so I don't know if you saw this, but on Reddit, people are saying that the casting for Love is Blind was done as a dating show.
Hmm.
So he thought he was going on Temptation Island or something, and
Okay.
he didn't know that he was on Love is Blind till he got there. So I think
Also,
he
like
just
they're basically just you come in and say we are doing a Netflix reality casting. You could be on
right
Too Hot to Handle, Perfect Match, Love is Blind, whatever,
anything.
Temptation
Till
Island.
he signed the contract, I think he didn't know he had to get married. Like,
Oh,
so I
oh,
think that's
okay.
why he was so like flaky about it. So maybe he
Interesting.
actually had feelings for AD, but maybe he didn't want to marry her in five
But there
days.
were also theories, right, that they didn't want to get married, but they were asked to stay on with all the drama that was going on, and they wanted them to just make it to the altar and stuff as, a couple that makes it and then not get married, and that they were all aware that they are not going to get married, but like they were getting paid extra to just go that extra mile,
Yeah,
allegedly. But I like that's the thing. There's so much. Like yeah, Ashi, that question is a big question. AD going on dates with Matthew, like why? Like like what was that?
unnecessary. That was
What
so
was that?
weird. ED's choice in men is horrible.
I mean, also, like, this is something I really didn't understand. Like, what is the purpose of this date? Because I'm like, okay, she said the first time we met because you want to apologize. Okay, I get that. If someone says, I really want to meet you to apologize and all, I would still be like, you can do it via text, you can do it on a call, you can do it via Zoom,
Yeah,
you can do it on a live. But why do we have to meet in person? But okay, chal, I'll give you that also.
ठीक है ले लो.
But uske baad, why do you have to go on a date with this person? Like, I, I, I don't
Unnecessary.
know. And a person who, like, from her angle was like, oh my God, he played with my feelings. He said the same thing to me. Ye, wo, all that. Itna
Yeah,
kuch ho raha hai. Then, like, it wasn't even like, oh, I made the wrong decision. It was literally this guy is not honest
crazy.
and he's
Yeah,
crazy and whatever. So why would you go on a date with this guy? I don't know.
right. No, I didn't understand that at all, but I'm very like sussed out about AD's choice in men. I feel like more than Clay sitting and doing the work, AD needs to realize that she's just dating weirdos. Like, why are you dating one guy who's just like, I'm gonna cheat full time?
But now you won't. He's putting in the work.
Sure, believe it when I see it.
But that's what I think. I feel like even like when you're casting for a show like this, right? I mean, like it can't be you're asking these questions obviously to the person, right? They can't be lying also so much, nah? Okay,
Yeah,
like I'm ready. Like it's like imagine if I'm going on Love is Blind, I'd be like, oh, I'm 37, I have no one in my life, and I'm ready for a serious relationship and whatever. And I like if I'm commitment phobic, that would be the point where I would say na, that I've had commitment issues or whatever and in the
yeah,
past or whatever. I mean, like something. Like I don't
right.
think you're gonna be like, I'm just like ready to be married tomorrow. And then like it's like you get cast and then you're like a 360 fully and just like, oh, I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna cheat. Like as in I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear either of us? I can't hear Sakshi anymore. Can you hear me? Guys, can you hear us? Okay, Sakshi is leaving and rejoining because we can't hear her at all. Come back soon. Can you guys hear me right now? Someone say yes. Okay, guys, in the comments, I'm gonna read out your comments. What are your thoughts on the show? What are you guys feeling? What are you guys loving? What are you guys not loving so far? Okay, Sakshi is back. Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. I actually, my alarm to feed sushi rang and then it all went haywire. Apologies, I need an alarm to feed my dog. Yeah,
Sushi is also invested in Love is Blind now.
yeah, now he has to wait for the live to get over anyway to get fed, so he might as well pay attention. No, but
So
sorry,
we were
where
on Clay and Matthew, and why would she date Matthew is the question, like the real question.
I think there's something wrong with her.
That is your answer.
That I'm comfortable with that answer. Like also she was like, oh, we went on 2-ish dates, and she was implying that like she went to his house to like he cooked her a meal, and then she was implying that they
Hmm.
hooked up. Maybe I'm just like reading too much
But
into
that
it.
also, I felt like she did this to kind of get back at Clay because with every line she said, she was like,
Yeah,
and
like
I was
ye kya
like,
soch
okay,
raha
like,
hai?
is it for him or is it for us or is it for Nick and Vanessa? What is going on? Because I feel like it's just very like,
Like calm down,
and
yeah.
even he was like going from,
Yeah.
and then at the end when they actually questioned me, he was like, yeah, and then,
Strangely, I'm still rooting for AD and Clay, even though I don't
I am
really
too.
care.
I don't know. I just feel like there was like I just like felt like okay, yeah, this guy's issues seem genuine at some level. Of course, it was a little like they took it too far with the cheating.
Yeah.
But like in that sense, I feel like he's not like at least he comes across as genuine. Now, if he doesn't, he's a fantastic actor, and someone should cast him in a film because
Yeah.
I'm buying it for sure. But that's where I'm at. And Lekha has said apparently the tea is that Jimmy said he's open to date AD.
He said it. He said it later, but like, where did he come from? Even in the first thing, he was like, "Oh,
But he did
AD is
the spin
hot."
around and all in Dominican Republic where she was
Yeah,
like, you were looking at her,
Fox
and
and
I was
Jesus.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and that
So
twirl and all was happening.
I'm not rooting for
Interesting.
that couple.
No, I don't think they're a match.
Also, Jimmy just seems so scared of women in general. That I don't think he can handle Edie because she seems like she knows what she wants. So yeah, I really don't see it happening. I am still rooting for Edie and Clay. However, I also like that she said like respectfully, I've seen how your mom's life has panned out.
Mm,
I don't want because I feel like that's so real, like
yeah.
you don't want patterns to repeat themselves. But in all of this, my favorite has remained Brett from season 4. Even Clay was like, oh yeah, I was seeing Brett, and Brett was like humbled,
But
humbled.
firstly, all those couples, like, what were they doing? Like, they were like they were there just for their expressions. I think for
Yeah.
all the masala, okay, like just the tight close-ups of their faces,
Yeah.
yeah. Or they looked like they were slumped in a chair because they had been sitting for 4 hours and said nothing, like because that's what was going on. Where they had that token question to be like, "Ye aapka,"
Yeah.
like when you're judging a fashion show and they're like, "Ye aapka question," to ask that one at the end of it, it was like that.
And
And
I
I was
bet
just
they
like,
didn't get any of the food also.
oh, the food, the lavish spread that was in front of
Right.
us.
Before we get to Amy and Johnny, the only
Hmm.
successful couple from this season who'll probably be sitting on the couches with the rest of them, can we please talk about Kenneth and Brittany?
Okay, so that is another relationship I'm not understanding at all right
Same.
now. This friendship, like, what is this new friendship? And they were
Like
kind of seeming
besties?
like a couple, like, honestly, the way she kept touching his knee, and it was not like you don't do that with your friends
No,
is what I
yeah.
like. I said it very felt like there was an angle to like maybe we don't want to say that we're pursuing this possibly or whatever. Also this talking every day and all. I'm like when you were saath mein, so he was on his phone.
On his
Now what you're
phone.
talking every day?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's
Uh,
why they're talking on the phone now.
she's like, maybe if I text him, he'll
Let me
respond. Yeah.
FaceTime him from the Bajuka room and be like, hi, what's going on?
She also posted that reel. Did you all see? It was like, don't tell anyone. She locks her face, throws the imaginary key, and then Kenneth comes and catches it, and they're like, and it's like, what do you all not want to tell everyone? Like,
That were besties.
I feel, and I know I shouldn't be outing anyone, but I didn't do it. His cousin did it. I feel like
Hmm.
he wasn't comfortable talking about it, so they just didn't bring any of that up. And
Yeah,
that is a major part of like their storyline, right? If it's true.
yeah.
So I think Britney has now
Also, it would
accepted
be a
it.
huge like mess up, like if it were to be confirmed, obviously, where
Yeah,
Netflix people would be like, then like how is any of this legit? One guy has a girlfriend, like
one,
what is the
yeah.
point of this? Like, so I think that you're right. I think this was just like an angle where they were like, chalo, maybe like you all be besties. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. Do you know?
we've forgiven each other because like things were not in our control and all of that. But
Also, the whole busy angle, I'm not buying where he was like, I'm a hands-on principal, and I'm like, 3 weeks I didn't talk to them, and now I had to like
right,
talk to them all the time and all. Like, I've never had some itna invested principal or teacher in my life who's like, like, okay, I have to be
Lekha
like on
Singh,
my phone 24/7 on a date.
Lekha Singh, Kenneth would have spoken more if they brought up dog.
Yeah,
100%. Like I fully agree. There's something. He's interested in everything except his relationship. I don't know which dolphin is texting him all day. He keeps going off to his homie's house. Like, shock, Kenneth. Like, I want to believe you, but. And honestly, till he came back, he was pretty likable also. But, like,
yeah.
yeah. But Britney is NPC. Like, I'm not. She's neither here nor there. She was just like, ठीक है तू phone पे है, okay. ठीक है तेरे को dolphin
Hmm.
पसंद है, okay. Yeah. Vruddhi is
Yeah,
asking
but
what.
that's what I mean. I think for what are we discussing? Wow, we're in depth discussing the Love is Blind reunion because it's such an important conversation in our lives that we must discuss it. And such an opportunity cannot be missed with our matching glasses.
Right.
So
I
that's why
keep
that
leaving
is
mine.
why you can't do that. This is Love is Blind. Like you have to keep drinking just for effect.
Yes, ma'am. Next time you see me anywhere, I'm gonna be with this
Yeah.
glass. This
Tomorrow on the road also we have to be like, cheers.
in the rickshaw,
Or
I'm
just
gonna
be
be
like,
like,
how have you been? Yeah, what's going on? Like,
yeah, squats and Jesus.
uh, but okay, now let's come to our least favorites. Amy and Johnny. Okay. Firstly, I was really not sure about this whole contraception conversation they had. I was like, why is she talking about him like he's a 12-year-old boy who doesn't know anything? Where she was like,
Right.
I had to educate him, and he was like, I didn't know stuff. And I'm like, you're getting married, bro.
Yeah,
Like
थोड़ा तो पता होना
it's
चाहिए.
now or never. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
when you
come
would
on.
be doing this research. Is what I was a little confused about there. Like, I was like, okay, I'm not quite, getting that whole sitch.
Right. I was also like, did he not know condoms existed? Because why was this such a like, I'm not understanding how uneducated about the issue he was. Like, did he just
Hmm.
not believe in the existence of condoms or like what?
Also, to just say that I had to educate him a lot and all makes the guy seem really like he's
A
clueless, which
child.
which is why I feel like I was like, okay, this is really strange because they are the couple that actually got married of all the
Yeah.
people here, uh, and I mean, you're like, okay, this is really weird that it was such a huge issue,
Yeah.
and that it's also being like even she was like respectfully, I had to educate him a lot, and I'm like it's not respectful at this point because we are all thinking he's like a 12-year-old boy who's like in that,
He
sex
has
ed
no
class in school
brains.
where they are
Yeah.
like, this is this and this is this, and you're like, oh, why? So, I mean, that I was very like, I really was surprised at that because in 2024, with all the, exposure devices, all of that you have at your disposal, this
How don't you
conversation really
know?
does not need to happen on Love is Blind. I mean, like, it should have happened before Love is Blind, is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also like first of all, they've clearly had this education after their marriage. So like they were just abstinent like for years,
For
one
that, she
year.
said, nah, that we don't want to, like, we're waiting to be married. And Evie was like, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. At the
I don't.
Bachelorette, remember, she said at the
Oh
Bachelorette that
yeah,
we are
yeah,
waiting,
yeah.
and then Eddie was like, "Oh, she's lying to me, and whatever, good for her, but she's lying to me, and whatever." There are some comments about this. Ashi says that was cringe. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't have any idea about something so
I
basic?
agree.
Yeah, I mean, I literally felt like he was like a teenage boy. Like, this is like, that first relationship conversation kind of vibe was what I was getting. Like when you're
Yeah,
like, 17, 18, and you're like, okay, I don't know, but I want to know, but I like want to sound like I know.
yeah.
But like here, I was like, he's on Love is Blind and he's here to get
Also,
married. It's like,
the photo shoot where she was like holding his leg and she was like, it looks like we're worshipping them, but they're actually worshipping us.
mm.
Sure. Like, whatever. I don't want to yuck their yum or anything, but we are not blind. Like,
Just all this lingo you got. I don't want to yuck their yum. I love it.
you know
Love it.
me, keeping things fresh.
Lekha has also said they stretched the contraceptive angle because there was nothing. We discussed this when we discussed
Yeah,
the show review for sure because that was the whole plot where I was like, there's nothing to baat karo to just like
yeah,
talk
chalo.
about this. But I mean, I was like, little uske baad they should have dwelled on their life and like, of course, they showed us that beautiful romanticized movie or whatever about their one
Yeah.
year. But like in life, like what is the deal living together? Are you happy? What do you hate about this person? Like some masala, like I
Something.
mean, they
And
can't
like
be so
1 year
like,
they've not had one fight. Like, you're kidding me.
hmm.
That's that's just not a fact. But
And
I
yeah, they were like, we talk, ha 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 ha, ha. And I was like, bro, we all
stop.
talk, but we all talk very loudly also.
We talk at the top of our voice.
So I was just like this cop out of we talk and wait, fight? No, I mean we talk about
What's
everything we
that?
got like, and I'm like, huh, yeah, sure,
The only
okay.
thing Johnny knows less than condoms about our fights.
Like I don't know, I just feel like there's this whole like like they've gone into like such extremes of one is like really like this sweet little like kind couple and whatever and then there's like the masaledar cheating with the iPhone and Apple Watch and whatever angle happening and then one is a toxic relationship like it's like they've given us doses of everything like
Yeah.
chalo yellow yellow
Nice
yellow yellow
buffet they gave us,
um,
huh?
like this time was a real like mix.
Yeah. But I genuinely enjoyed it. Like, I would rather they do this every year and no couple gets married than see six couples
Yeah,
get.
but I would have rather this season, like Amy and Johnny were not there. Like as sweet and all as they are, imagine
Yeah,
how cool that would have been.
that's
Because
true.
every time the experiment can't be successful, na? Like it's
Yeah.
there
But they
also
won't get
should
a
be a
budget to renew if it's not successful. फिर तो prove
so
हो
they need a
जाएगा ना कि love is not blind.
one token married couple who's like chalo हाँ
Yeah, they're
see
like
देखो
इनका
whole
side में
yeah so
चलते
also
रहने दो.
the throwing of the stats was little extreme. How many times did they have to throw that? Oh, see, this room is full of love. So many successful couples, and that is amazing. And I was like, okay, guys, calm down. We're not here for the
We
successful
don't
couples. We're here
care.
for the ones who
Yeah.
didn't make it. Like we're
Yeah.
not here for that.
I
Like
think
I
we
don't think.
only said that for other people to sign up for the next season.
Hmm.
Because I know I don't care about that at all. If both say I do,
But
I don't have
also,
fun.
isn't it like I feel like don't you feel like this whole Love is Blind like group is a bit clannish and like they're always like I mean the way they keep showcasing like people
Yeah.
at, like me, and like, I mean, now you've done a reality show, okay, in the past.
Yeah.
Do you hang out with anyone from that show ever?
All day? No, not at
Such
all. I'll ignore them if I see them in public. Some of us have unfollowed each other 6 months after the show. We were like, देखना ही नहीं है तुम्हारा. Yeah. But
But
I
like, you know
think,
what I mean? Like it's like
yeah,
this whole the whole group decides to be like a one unit, and they like paint one guy or one chick as the bad one every season.
yeah,
Ek do like those, that you are the bad seed. Like Trevor was this one, and this Jeremy and Sarah, and so this trio
yeah.
now is out. Basically, कोई इनको party में invite नहीं करेगा.
नहीं.
Like sub baby shower में the rest of them are all together. और
Yeah.
इसमें they are together, and the glasses made it to the baby shower also. I was like, अरे वाह, इतने साल बाद भी baby shower
He's
में
not even
glasses आ गए.
drinking, but that glass is there. My,
Um, so
I
like,
think,
those things, I just find like, I don't know, like when they're all like talking about, oh, how they are besties and stuff. I find that really strange, because at the end of the day, are you not all dating these people, right? Like even when, like, if it doesn't work out, ultimately you've
yeah,
had deep, in-depth conversations with this guy or this girl always, right? Because
yeah,
they are forced in these pods for hours they have to do 3 dates per day apparently in the first
yeah,
phase. Minimum 3 dates per day, which is
100%.
quite
Yeah.
exhausting and a lot of talking. I mean, I would do really well, but like, but for the
He'll be like,
average
please,
person,
5 hours per date, please.
yeah, I need like time come ho gaya. I need more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you've already had like an in-depth convo with these people, right? And
Yeah.
then you're like, ye wo, all that, and then like it's awkward where you're like, oh, she's my bestie, and now they're married, and I love them,
My
and now they're
daughter
having a
calls her
baby
auntie.
together. Auntie, I was like, abhi auntie kahan se ho gayi? Like
Yeah,
that
that
was.
just, it didn't add up for me at all.
And the whole thing of how she's not letting her daughter watch the show, I was like, bro, there are clips all over the internet. You think your like teenage daughter is not
It's not
seeing them? I
watching,
mean,
yeah. Yeah,
so
she
I
seems
don't know.
like a
I
very
feel like
hands-off parent act, not to judge anyone's parenting.
I just felt like a lot of those things people are like now trying to say, like I should say the right things. Like I don't want to come across as, oh, I'm saying the wrong things, or like
Yeah.
this, I want to support the girl who got the guy other than me. I was like, I'd be shattered. I wouldn't want to hang out with those people. Like if I was so in love with this person and they picked another person, like
Yeah, I wouldn't want, but
why would you
so
want to hang out with that person?
again, according to my sources, which is Reddit, they've purposely picked these like the smaller cities.
Hmm.
It's like the circle is small. See, in Bombay, if I go out, I could go like years without meeting my ex if he's my neighbor also.
Right.
But they pick
Right.
like people from smaller cities where via you know everyone. Like,
Hmm.
so the
Kind of
circle.
like the Parsis.
Yes, like the Parsis. I would know
where
about the Parsis.
where everyone thinks we know everyone, and I'm just like, we're not that small, guys. There are people
Cherry,
we
only
don't know.
you don't know everyone. The others all know
And
everyone.
he's like, I have a friend also, and I'm like, no, I don't.
Just Cherry.
Yeah, but I get where that comes from, because that makes sense, because that also
Yeah.
creates more collage in the future, I guess, because then you're like in each other's faces and you can't
Yeah.
escape that
Also,
drama
like,
and whatever.
I mean, if I go on the show like season 4, में those three couples, they're always together. Thanksgiving, Christmas, that Brett and
Hmm.
Tiffany, Chelsea,
Yeah.
Kwame, and Zach and Bliss, they're always hanging out together because to Messi, you've gone and embarrassed yourself, okay? Like you've
But
done
you
this
had
thing.
friends before also, na? Like, what
Yeah,
about your
but I'm
older
not gonna
friends?
take this partner of mine who I've met in a blind experience to get roasted by my friends. I'll hang out with other people that are
But
delusional enough.
इतने साल के बाद also. I mean, come on.
वो
Like now
friends ही
today
नहीं रहेंगे.
now today you and I are besties. Okay, we are.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not like you've forgotten your past friends and you're like Sherry, 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 only Sherry.
I
Diwali pe Sherry ke ghar, Christmas pe Sherry ke ghar.
I'm
I only want to hang out with Sherry.
full time Sherry, 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 Sherry.
Like, like
I agree.
there's
Yeah,
that,
it is
there
weird.
is that, especially with like the bigger, like you're saying Thanksgiving and all is like a big thing.
Right,
Like it's
that's a
not like,
family thing,
like
even.
your core group or your family
Yeah,
or like, you're not like every day. And here
but
you
telling
just
it's a
like,
cult. It's a cult for sure. This is how they recruit
you
people.
think it's part of the contract where they're like, after the show, you have to hang out with at least two couples.
That's why Clay was like, "मेरे से नहीं होगा, guys. Please, please."
I mean, it's like there's so many things that I feel like I wish I could just be a fly on the wall in this scenario to just like,
Same.
get like info. Like I just want like
Do
that.
you think they should do a Love is Blind in India?
Hmm, how do you think it'll do?
I think it'll be like a
I mean, see,
Splitsvilla maybe.
honestly, it's like if you were to go by arranged marriages, like we discussed the last time, also,
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm sure the concept would work because like it doesn't have to be raunchy or about sex and so on
yeah,
because a lot of the couples here also clearly are not in that space. Uh,
right.
but I do feel like, although I started Sweden on people's recommendations, okay, I started watching, but with the dub, and it sounds so bad with the dub. Like, do not watch it with the dub.
रहने दो
Like
हाँ.
it just sounds like but like it's interesting to see non Americans in this scenario. I will say that. Like I know a lot of people were like, oh, what's this one, what's that one? Because as you said, each culture is different, right? So if we were to talk about like India,
India
I don't think obviously it would be this like open in terms of the
open.
sexual angle. Like that will probably be downplayed, and it will probably end up
Yeah,
being more of a arranged marriage kind of situation where you're
yeah.
like two people talking. Like what was that show with Seema and Dia? Uh,
Matchmaking, Indian matchmaking.
Indian
I think
matchmaking.
that same
Uh,
Seema auntie should pick the cast for Love is Blind, and then
ah,
ऐसे कर करके I think the family round
what if
in
we do like an Indian matchmaking meets Love is Blind? Like
sign me up. Like I mean to
and
watch.
and Seema auntie is hosting the reunion and the like.
Wow, Sherry, we need to pitch this to Netflix. We definitely need to pitch this to
Uh,
Netflix.
like I feel like, and she sets up your date. Means you don't get to
Yeah,
choose random. Like she set you up, and it's a blind date, and you have to go, and then you have to like based on your
you're going to end up with a
criteria, what do you
bald
want?
man. She
But
doesn't
like I don't
believe
know,
in hair.
I just feel like I'm surprised we don't have one yet because we're probably the one of the largest consumers of Netflix
Yeah,
overall. I mean, given our population and whatever, right? Like, I mean,
right.
wouldn't you think it would make sense to have a Love Is Blind in India? I mean, there are many countries already, so why not? It's not like it's only US. So
Yeah, I'm so waiting. I'm waiting for it to come to India, just as I waited for Temptation Island to come to India. And I'm ready. Like Netflix, my subscription I won't end also. Like never. Just if Netflix does this, I hope the Netflix CEO is one of the 35 people on this live. Please give
and
me a
imagine like
sign.
for the dates they're having Indian snacks and all. Would be quite interesting.
Yeah,
And
and the
we
dads,
we
the
have
Indian
we have
dads.
metal chai cups for chai and like like chai
What?
and samosas and all like for your date. I'm digging this Indian format. I
I
think it'll work.
agree. And I just want to see like have you watched 90 Day Fiance? There's one like Indian
Hmm.
guy on it with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
wife now, and her his parents are hilarious. They're so upset all the time, and I think bringing them to Love Is Blind would make my day. Like I would
Oh
get the
yeah,
episodes
imagine
leaked.
the family meeting episodes and all. Oh, those would be like solid masala.
Yeah,
Because
nice.
that was the most enjoyable part of Indian matchmaking
Indian
also. I think when
matchmaking.
the families were meeting and like there were those conversations and
Agreed. And bringing it to Love is Blind, Chef's Kiss, 10 on 10. Yeah, and they should take people in their 30s because then the parents will also be like, "Kar lo kisi se bhi shaadi."
Hmm.
So yeah, I think
But it
it
won't work.
definitely
How can you plan an Indian wedding like this in like 2 weeks and all? Hota nahi
they
hai.
can do a white wedding. वो मेरा problem नहीं है. Please, just do
You're like,
one
I don't
little
care.
roka.
हाँ, रोका कर दो, रुका दो. Like, I think that's the only thing you can do. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't think you can plan an Indian wedding in this scenario. I mean, like, in 2 weeks and that budget, it will not happen.
Court marriage.
Like they'd be like, नहीं 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 होने वाला है. But okay, so last thoughts. Okay, what did you love about this season, and what did you hate about this season, and what do you want to see more of next season?
I love the fact that it was so messy. I think they should stick with that. I think I would have liked it if they had done a little bit more research on the couples and just
Hmm.
found vile people who were not cheating or anything, just weird people. But I genuinely next time don't want the like spaced out episodes. But maybe y'all can film the reunion later so we like the tea still comes out and then the
Hmm.
reunion comes out later. So then
That's
that
true.
really like then I don't have to wait at least to watch the ending. But I get why they did it, and yeah, I think that's what I think. What do you think, Sherry?
So yeah, I agree with the episodes. They all need to come out together because there's going to be masala and Kalesh from someone or the other.
Yeah,
So even if you lock these guys down on a like watertight contract, like you're saying, the ex-girlfriends, the chacha chachis, the mama mamis, they all want to spread some kind of, I
yeah,
know this one, I know this one, I'll tell you the real tea. So somehow that is not going to work like anymore. I feel like this it just kills the vibe of the show because then
yeah,
you're reading all these stories parallelly, you're judging their relationship while it's on and whatever. Like I'm like already like they have not reached that point, but I've reached the point like which is much further just
yeah,
because of like it's so tough. Um, Also I know people be like, oh, don't like dig up and read till you finish, but it's all over social media. How do you like
yeah. You
on
can't.
your feed you're swiping and there's like something and you're like, oh, okay, oh, I don't want to see, no, 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 I don't want to see. But like you've seen it,
You've
like you know
seen
what I
it,
mean,
yeah,
like
yeah,
so I just feel like that somehow really is, or like these people need to have private accounts till all the episodes. Like I think that contract needs a relook, basically. Like because what
yeah.
was working 10 years ago, that's not today's situation.
No,
Especially in America with TikTok and like I mean, I think there's just so much happening that like there's so many platforms vocal, nobody wants to look bad, everybody's like kind of, as you said, like just putting out stuff
yeah,
immediately. um or like even that video with Sarah Ann and in the house and the shirt and all that. I mean, and she was like, I didn't think people. I was like, come on, we all
shut
knew
up,
what you were
Sarah.
doing,
Yeah,
and we knew you wanted to be like, I got the guy, guys. So like, just chill out. That was
yeah.
the point of that video without saying it.
Pick me. Yeah,
But like that kind of stuff needs to not happen because then it's just like what was the point? Like we all knew she's coming to the reunion, we all knew that like, oh, now they are together most likely, all of those things, like so messy is good. I agree with you, messy is
yeah,
fantastic. I mean, the messier the better. Like I think this season really gave you that, wow, like I
yeah,
want this reunion. um but I did feel like I think they were trying to balance too many things with this old cast, new cast, and like all
yeah.
that. Like there was too much time wastage. I just wanted the masala, and like I feel we lost out on some masala because of this whole, talking to all these people and proving that
100%.
love is really blind and all of that. I mean, we're not here for that. Like
Then why
for
are all
us,
the couples attractive?
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's another thing, right? You're like, okay, there's not one person that is like average looking. They're all
Unattractive,
nice
yeah.
looking. Yeah, unattractive from some angle or the other. Like, you can't be like, okay. So I just feel like those things that have to kind of change to kind of give us back the Love is Blind
Yeah.
we were watching.
Right.
and like, in terms of either go really messy, like you said, or go really authentic, like you can't just.
I think next time we should also get like objectively unattractive people.
I also think that there have to be rules. Like this Megan Fox stunt shouldn't have been able to be pulled only. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, because it really affected the whole dynamic of this relationship. The guy picked her literally because of that.
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't work out. Now, for example, if this line was not said and he did go with Jess for whatever reason,
Yeah.
we don't know what the outcome would have been. But I
And
mean,
if she went
like
with
it,
Trevor.
yeah. And if she wanted to ever, maybe we'd have more couples.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like that, like those kind of things, they have to be like, oh, you cannot at any cost talk about any
No.
appearance. You can't even give like the color of your eyes or something like that, which like
Right.
to that
Yeah.
degree, where it should be like really, if you're really saying is love blind, then like there should be zero like anything about
And
the way you look.
100% like galti say if you say something like, oh, I need too much
Hmm.
sunscreen or something, that will be one time fine, then you can give
Yeah.
like something. But like compare, she just randomly out of thin air pulled that just like for, and I
Also
agree.
with
I don't think,
Clay, na, he also kept saying, I need to know how
yeah,
you
I
look, I
need
need
to
to know how
know,
you look. Then I'm like, why are you here, bro? Like, I mean, then what is the
yeah.
point
Right.
of this? Like, I mean,
This clay was just stuck in this. It's so funny.
he's like trapped, bichara. He's like, I can't move forward unless I know like what she looks like.
Yeah.
So I just think those things like need to like kind of be reworked, because there was a lot of those in this season which
Yeah.
kind of slipped up, and it ruined the experience a bit. And they
Agreed.
really needed the reunion to redeem that. Like it had been like there was so much pressure on this reunion because there was like so many,
Yeah.
of those things
First
during the
time
season.
Nick and Vanessa have worked for that paycheck. Otherwise, they're really just sitting. But I
But
was like, take it.
I think they did a good job this time with grilling some of them. Some of them they just like were like in inko chhod do. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
I don't
like
know
it was
why.
like very like I was like, okay, what just happened? Like, did they pay Netflix or what happened? Like, why are
Yeah.
they not like on the hot seat at all? But like stuff like that, where I think, or it should like be like kind of like you get an unedited version and an edited version. Like if this is a 6 hour reunion, we want to see
I
all
want to
freaking
see
6 hours of
6 hours.
it.
I want to see the food come
Like,
in also. I want all of that.
yeah, like there has to be an unedited and an
Uncut.
edited. If you want to see that uncut, then like if you want to do a deep dive into each person, each couple, like that would
Agreed.
be giving people their money's worth. Because I mean, it's a
Yeah.
reality show at the end of the day. We are not here for like the edit. We're here
Therapy.
for like
Yeah.
I would invest 6 hours in this reunion.
I would invest, yeah, 6 hours तो आराम से. मुझे क्या करना.
Like it would just be like, you know what I mean? Like where that they're like all these questions we have, and it's not like, oh, you can come back next season. Next season are different people now. We don't know
Yeah.
like what's the deal. Like
And
it's
now to
it's
be the
like,
one,
yeah. I mean that's also the other thing.
Yeah,
It needs to be at least 2 seasons a year, at least. I
at
mean,
least.
on a
I think
serious
every
note, that's
month,
required.
like a daily soap.
Love is Blind, where we can make this a weekly series with our glasses,
I know
and
now
you
that
see us
we have the glasses.
aging slowly over the years with the same glasses.
Just 20 years later,
Yeah, but yeah, I think there's all these things that like I wish they would like just give that into. Like, okay, I'm gonna ask you one last question, okay? Ashi has asked, give us an unpopular opinion, like a controversial take.
huh. Okay, my controversial take, and keep in mind, I'm saying it because it's controversial. I don't want anything to come out of this, guys. I Shake in the second season or whenever he was.
Mm.
I think he is not the worst. Like, I think he got a
Oh,
bad edit. I think he was an asshole, but he was there for the clout, like Dipti was, according to me. But she just played it till the end for social media points, and in that, like, he was an asshole, but like not
but as
as
you said,
bad.
I think it's also the contracts, right? Like as you said earlier, the contracts were much tighter, and you couldn't
Right.
step away, or you had to pay some large fee or whatever as a
Yeah.
penalty or whatever. And apparently, that was not there this time or whatever. But I just feel like that obviously would be a huge factor in people walking
Yeah.
away or not walking away.
Right.
Like if you didn't have the choice only, then obviously you didn't have the choice. Like we as viewers think, "Arey, why are they going on if they're not interested?" But
Yeah.
obviously, I someone told me also you have to give 1 crore or you go to the altar and be like altar pe jaungi or
चलो वहां
bolungi
पे जाके ना भूल के आएंगे.
and give a yeah, I'll give a it's not you, it's me, and I need to work
Yeah.
on myself. And yeah, like that,
Right.
like obviously if that was the case, who would want to do that unless something drastically wrong has happened?
I have another controversial take for
Hmm.
this season. I think Chelsea does look like Megan Fox, just
She
her
does actually.
features. Yeah.
She does. I mean, in all fairness, there are similarities, yes. But like that for me was not even the issue. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't about her looking like her or not. It was just about saying, why would you do this in a show that's not about
Not
looks,
about
and then
looks.
put like
Agreed.
also the most gorgeous, like hottest in most men's eyes woman and say I look like her. I mean, it's not even like,
Yeah.
you've
Just
not
don't
gone with
do it.
like an okay, like, oh yeah, I kind of look like this person. Is like you're like, oh wow, okay
Yeah.
then, so that's the issue. I don't think it's like,
No.
and that's why I think she probably didn't think it through because she was like, I do look like her at some level, so it's fine. Like as in,
She
you know,
doesn't know how cruel the internet is. What's your controversial opinion? I can't be the only one
uh,
being panicked.
I definitely feel like Jess was also here like Trevor was here. Like, not
Yeah,
because she had a relationship and all that, but I feel like she was definitely like, I want to step into this world and make some sort of a career with whatever shows or like influencing or comedy or whatever else. And this is a platform that can kind of start that.
agreed.
Like I don't doubt that okay, she may have felt for the guy in the process,
Yeah,
but like the way I've seen this play out, it's seeming more and more like, okay, yeah, this is, and I think that is true to for everyone at some level. I think they're all in it because even in the earlier seasons, if you see all these guys, okay, even when they're done, like 4 साल हो गए या 5 साल हो गए, in the Insta bio, they still write Love is Blind
Love is
season,
Blind
whatever. And
season.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Arey boss, like it's like me saying modeled for so and so 1 decade
that
ago. Like, I
song,
mean,
Bluff
like,
Masters,
yeah, like
2004.
imagine me writing in my Insta bio,
What song was
par
that, Sherry?
right
Dance
here,
for
right
us.
now, hai khushi
Oh
ka
yeah,
sama.
wind
Like,
your body
I,
one time.
yeah. So it's like, I'm like, okay, like it's in the past now, right? Like you got to
Yeah,
move on and be like, I get it. For like a year into it, also, I'm like, chalo, whatever. But now, itna time ho
oh
gaya,
yeah, yeah.
and you're like, and it's not
Yeah.
like an Oscar or something that you're like, oh, like it's like, like I've
The Oscar
achieved
people
this.
won't do all this. I'm changing my bio to supermodel of the year 2020.
Yeah, yeah. Why is it not in your bio? Why is it not in your bio?
I'm just a bad
Are you not
influencer.
learning anything from Love is Blind?
I lost
So
3,000 followers from supermodel of the
really. So I just feel like that's where we're at. Like I think now this show has kind of become like that, like at various levels where people are like, oh, like see, Ashi saying she's reached 800K on Instagram. I mean,
Right.
come on. How
She had
else would you do that? Like,
5,000.
yeah, so how else would you do that like so
Yeah.
quickly?
Agreed. How many has
Also, how do you
Trevor
reach
reached?
a global audience? He must be in minus numbers, bichara, abhi to.
No, not everyone scrolls on Reddit, Sherry.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think everybody is in this zone of, okay, like, I'll make something out of this.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
clearly, like they're all in that they're somehow connected to Netflix or to social media, or like, I mean, how many of them are like, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a like principal still or whatever, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm sure in like 1 year we'll see him also saying, okay, like I'm doing an online school now or whatever,
Kenneth,
like I'm
buy my
done.
course.
Yeah, it's an online course now. You know, like that's what I mean, that it somehow goes into that. Like I've not seen anyone who's like literally
But
saying, "Oh, I'm a lawyer or I'm a doctor or I'm
yeah,
a, you know," and
only
I'm not in that.
Matthew.
Yeah.
On- Only he's going to continue to do what he
Or
was
like they're all
doing.
just buying and selling houses, which I'm just like, how are these people doing this? Like, what
Yeah.
is this job, firstly? And I also want it. Like, I'm like, एक घर खरीदने
Yeah.
को नहीं हो रहा है, and they are like, I just wanna like be a landlord and I wanna I've got like 4 houses and I'm like this and I'm like that. I'm like, okay,
I'm like,
uh,
what am I doing wrong? Like, why don't
like
I
they are on Love is
have it?
Blind, they are buying and selling houses, and we are like watching and we have
But
nothing.
have you noticed all their like work is like entrepreneur or business
Hmm.
development? But
Sumi is saying Zach is a lawyer. Yeah, but as in I feel like, I mean, he also and her also are still in this Love is Blind. Like now they're like Love is
yeah,
Blind first baby, Love is Blind first baby. Like it's not their baby. It's like Love is
love
Blind's
is
first
blind,
baby. Like
baby.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like somehow it all dilutes and comes down to Love is Blind, which to
yeah,
me like is strange, because after a few years when you've done something, it's done. Like, you know, you're
yeah,
not like people who are too hot to handle are not still talking about too hot to handle 4 years later. They are like, okay, yeah, that's how it
yeah.
started. But now I'm like,
I'm doing other things. Also,
yeah,
maybe Sherry took this personally because she too is a lawyer. So sorry, Zach.
my hidden ambition to go on to Love is Blind and be like, why? Why am I not there?
Yeah.
But we haven't really seen any influencer types, right? Like, has there ever been an influencer?
No. Maybe
Like,
next
who's an
season.
out and out, like, you know, saying that this is what I do.
Yeah. No one would match, na. I would go, but like if the criteria is only voice, then मेरा तो वहीं पे कट जाएगा.
But I like, I don't know why people have this issue with your voice. I think it's a great voice.
And that's the time to know you're tired. And
No, like
thank
I
you.
think that I think you should be on Love is Blind India, just like to prank people.
You will produce the show.
I'll produce this online version of Love is Blind on YouTube,
Subrat's just sitting there like,
where I will do casting, I will find the people, and you will just be behind a wall.
can we get someone else to say the things that I'm saying? We'll get like my top five haters. I'll write
Hmm.
down my answers.
And they are
Something.
saying, yeah, like you're
And
like,
then they have to go on a date with me.
and they're like, it's different. I don't know, like there's something different, but I can't like.
No. We gaslight them.
Oh no. I mean, this is a really twisted version of Love is Blind that we've got going, but yeah.
This is just we are delusional, not love is blind. But
But yeah,
we'll
I
see
think,
on next season now. Oh
yeah,
no.
or should we go back and start from season one again and be like watching and reviewing just because we are like, we have nothing to do for 1 year. But
Netflix just
this,
needs to get on Love is Blind India.
yeah, come on,
Sorry.
guys. Okay, now or we have to watch Sweden, Japan, Brazil, all this. Like, I mean, that is
You
that
enjoy.
that is that is where we reach. Why is there no Love is Blind Korea? Yeah, Korea does such amazing reality shows. It would be like right up my alley.
You watch that. I can't watch this dubbed. Nothing. My brain switches off as soon as there are subtitles, I stop watching. That Mughal Azam is then in NMECC. Someone told me it's in Urdu and you can't understand it without reading it. So I haven't gone. Like I
Without
gave my
reading it means you have
ticket.
to read while they're doing it.
Apparently in the corner there is like a Hindi translation.
Oh,
So you have to
oh,
read while watching.
that's too much work.
Like I can't do that. My brain is only this side.
So our only hope for another review, guys, is if Netflix has another season soon. So
Come
I
on.
mean, they're
Yeah.
already casting, as we've seen. There's all these posts online about casting here, casting there. So
Chelsea and Kwame might just come to India in their travel era next.
yeah, for a special casting.
Deepthi and Sheikh need to get on this. उनका तो roots भी है यहाँ पे.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
they pick only like one city, ka na? Like as in it happens city wise, right? It's not like I could be in Delhi and Bombay, and then you're like on
First
Love Is
city,
Blind.
Sherry.
First city should be Bombay, I guess.
All the struggling actors together. One season.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like with any show that's popular, then everyone is like going for fame. Now they're not going for really
Yeah,
like for love.
true. Like I went on Supermodel of the Year to find love.
But that didn't work.
I got a lot of hate. Is hate blind?
Is Hate Blind? Yeah, that's a good series actually.
Yeah. Can you hate people
Can
solely
you
on
hate
their
people solely
personality?
on their personalities? Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
don't see them and you just hear them.
And then if you see them and they're really attractive, do you stop hating them? Hmm. Wow. Who's
Okay.
funding this, guys? Chalo,
I
we've given
mean,
you all two banger ideas. No takers?
Um, guys, come on, we're looking for investors, and a new platform and all of that for this. Like, we've got so much happening, and this has been a very productive call. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
very impressed by the fact that I've done my first side by side live with you, which is like really exciting. I don't know. And it's also really cool that we can do this. I didn't even like until were about to do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know this is an option. So,
Yeah, I
um,
think it launched this week, actually, this feature. Yeah,
oh,
so we're the first, we're pioneers.
well.
Look at us.
Well, we were very unsure. We were like, okay, let's join and see does it
Yeah. Otherwise, we would just be chatting with each other, but now we are chatting with all of y'all.
all of y'all. But yeah, so I think this was fun, and unfortunately, we don't have much else to talk about since it's
No,
been an
yeah.
hour, and you guys have very kindly like stuck around and heard all our random theories about Love is Blind, haters being blind, all kinds of things, and yeah. I also have a new series coming on the channel which I'm starting called Satya Soju, which is basically like truth or drink. But like you have to say the
Oh,
Sach or you have to drink a shot of soju. So I'm
Soju.
thinking Sakshi is a
Done.
good candidate for that.
I'll be
Um,
there. We
so yeah,
can't pretend to drink that time.
you can have soju in your glass.
Yeah, this glass has to come, but
You bring your glass and cup. Now this has to be in your bag. Wherever you go, this has to be carried with you. Like you go to the restaurant and you put your glass out and you're like,
I start talking like I'm being filmed.
yeah. But thanks guys for
Thank
sticking
you.
around and thank you to anyone that is watching this after as well. You have stuck around for an hour of our nonsense, so thank you for that. Check out
Anytime.
Sakshi's channel. I will put in the description and go subscribe. And you will be seeing us soon with our glasses because we have to do this. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Good night
Good
and
night, guys.
good luck
Good luck.
with Love is Blind when the casting opens for India.
We'll see you all the show.
See ya.
You.